Antarctica, the frozen wasteland, the white desert. A land engulfed by oceans of ice, swept by the coldest of winds, haunted by the harshest of conditions. A place 40% larger than the continent of Europe, but one which not a single human can call home. So, what does live in Antarctica? What kind of life can flourish where the average temperature is minus 43.5 degrees Celsius, where the sun doesn't even show its face for half the year? In fact, Antarctica is teeming with life. Beneath the ice, below the waves, lies one of the richest ecosystems on our planet. One that ranges from the smallest of krill to the largest of whales, from the fleetest of foxes to the most magnificent of penguins. But one that is in peril like never before. Let's say krill, shrimp-like crustaceans the size of your thumb, and the very foundation of the Antarctic ecosystem, were to go extinct. What kind of impact would such a small species have on our planet? To put it simply, the entire Antarctic ecosystem would collapse. Each ecosystem is like a tower of Jenga. Each piece has its precise function in the tower, just as each creature has its precise function in an ecosystem. If one piece falls, the tower comes crashing apart. Krill numbers have already dropped 80% since 1970 due to climate change and overfishing. With ice melting at 270 billion tons per year, this number will start to accelerate dramatically. Krill feed on phytoplankton for their energy, and the phytoplankton stick to the sea ice for its rich nutrient content. But the Jenga tower stays the same. Without the sea ice, there are fewer phytoplankton. There are fewer krill. Antarctica itself is no stranger to overfishing. In the 20th century, 1.3 million whales were brutally overfished to near extinction. And now, we might just be making the same mistake with krill. Krill are fished for krill oil, a healthier, more sustainable alternative to fish oil supplements. In 1982, in response to increased interest in krill fishing, the conservation of the Convention of Antarctic Marine Living Resources was created in the hopes of saving Antarctic ecosystems. It created krill fishing quotas in order to protect their numbers. But these very quotas have been reached with alarming speeds. In 2023 alone, catch limits of 550,000 tons of krill were reached in 3 months, compared to the average of 6. If krill went extinct, penguins, seals, whales would suffer due to starvation. Moreover, in just one part of the Southern Ocean, krill absorb 23 megatons of carbon dioxide, which is equivalent to the carbon dioxide emitted by 5 million car engines. Without this keystone species, an already rapidly accelerating climate change would be irreversible. Antarctica itself may cease to exist. What if I told you that there was a new movement to give penguins the same legal rights as humans? What if whales had their own lawyers? Krill were protected under law. With the exploitation of krill only skyrocketing, with the numbers of krill only decreasing, we must think outside the box for inventive, imaginative ideas. In the last 5 years, there has been a bold new movement named the Rights of Nature, which asserts that nature itself is valued and protected not for our sake, but for the planet's sake. At the forefront of this movement is Klein Earth, an organization supported by millions worldwide, working in over 60 countries. The law has also saved Antarctica from total destruction. Without it, oiling, mining, and the exploitation of resources would have devastated the continent long ago. No more penguins, no more whales, no more krill. This would have happened if not for the campaigning of Greenspace, a legal organization that saved the entire continent from the brink of collapse. The biodiversity of Antarctica has the right to exist, thrive, and evolve without human intervention, and must have protection under the eyes of the law. Krill fishing should be condemned as illegal so that their numbers can start to recover and thrive. Traditionally, the law has preferenced human rights over nature rights, but this is beginning to change. We are beginning to understand that humans are a part of nature, and when nature goes under threat, so do we. We must take advantage of our legal system in order to protect what's left of the Antarctic ecosystem. Only then can we save Antarctica. Only then can the Jenga tower be rebuilt. Thank you.